Hello, and welcome to another episode of Getting It Done Whatever Way We Can. Today, we are here chatting while I'm making dinner, which is actually breakfast for dinner, and also doing it late. And I thought, hey, let's set up the camera and just kill two birds with one stone, cook my dinner, and talk to y'all. So, you in the kitchen with me. Y'all been everywhere in my house. We just getting unconventional with it, and I love it. All right, so today I wanted to talk about this topic. Actually, found me as I was having a conversation with my sister circle. We talk every other Monday, and it's always good conversations for us to just talk about what we have going on, talk about our wins. But I think the most transformational parts come when we talk about areas that we're stuck, and it's never like no one has arrived, right? So it's not like anyone's there speaking, from this higher place, but we're actually just supporting each other because we're going through or have gone through the very things that maybe another sister is challenged with, and we're just supporting each other, calling each other out, not in a negative way, but like calling each other up into the person that we know that each other can be and that we've said that we want it to be, right? I'm gonna get some paper towels. Hold on. So, the topic of today, one of the things that came up is this idea of punishing ourselves. And I wanted to talk about this because I think it's so important for how we see ourselves, how we see opportunities, how we pursue different opportunities based upon situations that we continue to marinate on or believe are our fault. Like, we just have this negative association. And so I want to talk about ways that this shows up, how it's applied to my journey, whether it is getting corporate contracts or really, like I've said, my overall journey in life has been, how do I master myself? How do I, yes, build a better package to be able to sell myself to get into rooms, but how do I overcome my own internal blocks to achieve the things that I desire? That's been something I've been on a lifelong journey to continue to work on. And so this was so poignant of a topic to come up because that's a block. So long story short, getting a plate. I should have got all my items before I started talking. Long story short, she had an opportunity, and I had put out this idea, this crazy idea, to do a big ask challenge. So basically, like, whatever it is, it is supposed to be something that is aligned with the goals that you have right now, is something that your heart beats around, like something that really takes you outside of your comfort zone, and then you have to have a method in which you're going to make the ask, whether that's like an email or a text or a phone call, whatever it is, right? So if you want to join that challenge, we're doing it for this quarter. I've given them 2 weeks to come up with their thing that they're going to do, and then we're going to get out here and do it, right? So we were talking about that, and one of my friends was like, I think one of my asks is going to be to get some feedback from someone. And we're like, cool. Long story short, we're like, okay, well, what exactly is that going to help you be able to achieve? And I instantly was able to chime in because we both on the other end could determine that this was not a challenge, or her selected challenge wasn't because it was actually going to move something forward. It was actually going to solidify a thought that she already had. So in her mind, she felt like this opportunity that she wanted the feedback for, that she didn't do her best, right? That the person didn't respond for all of these other reasons that she might have had in her mind. And she's like, I just want to, request it and just see, what her final thoughts were, because I know, I didn't do well, and I don't know if I'm just making myself a glutton for punishment. And I was like, oh, I know exactly how that feels. It's like, in a way, orchestrate a situation to go in a way that helps to solidify a thought that we already had. So like I was saying to her, I was like, it sounds like you just want to be like, see, and this is why I didn't do it. See, and this is why I know it was bad. Like proving this scenario that you've already created in your mind. And I just don't think that that is advantageous. I don't think that that is positive for you. I don't think that's something that you will help you want to create that opportunity again. And we were all saying that. And it really helped her, which is I was like, well, maybe I should talk about this in my journey with being in these situations where I have manufactured unconsciously sometimes. It could be as simple as it sounds good on the surface to go and receive feedback, right? But then it's like, why? Like we were kind of asking her, what exactly are you looking to seek out of this? How is this going to help you on your journey? Like what part of this? It sounds like it's a tether to a situation that you haven't let go. And it's like you've already decided that it wasn't your best work. So you don't really need her to tell you any other parts of it, because it's almost like two things. Either you're looking for her to somehow say it was great and that gives you some confidence in, how you feel to make you feel better, or you're looking for her to confirm what you already think. Either one is putting your feelings, your thoughts in another person's hands. And I have been there before, and it's a destructive pattern that can be very stealthy if you don't watch it. Because now, just so happens that this was like a corporate university opportunity. And so when it comes to you positioning yourself for others, that story is going to continue to replay. And that experience is going to create some internal friction that is going to make you not want to do it again. This is why the work that I do in combination with talking about contracts and opportunities is so important to me. Because it's not just about sending an email. It is also about navigating some of these things that come up, these stories, these beliefs, these anchored things that we get tied to, that we have to learn not to maneuver around, but to fully eradicate, right? And just say no more. One of the things that I've started saying in my prayer time is anything that comes up that's not in alignment with Christ, that's not in alignment with who I'm called to be, I literally will say, I call you out, I rebuke you, go. According to Matthew 17:20, you are the mountain and you must move, go. Like literally, I'm saying this in my prayer time to move me out and to untether me from some thoughts and beliefs that I know are holding me back from what I'm meant to accomplish. So these situations just bring up a pattern for us and illuminates. I think that is the beauty of being in business. That is the beauty of developing a product or service that you have to sell on your own, is that you begin to see yourself in a new way. My phone only got 10% left, so we're going to have to wrap this up. But you begin to see yourself in a new way and pull back layers that you never knew were there. That rejection or not doing your best work illuminates for you, so that you can get rid of it and unlock the thing that's on the other side. It's painful. Like because I've been there, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that feeling exactly. And I'm glad that she has friends, she has people who can recognize and see it, because it can feel like an endless cycle. And the reason why you're not going and doing the things that could be getting you what you desire is not just about knowing the tactics and strategies. Because what happens when it's just you sitting in your office at your computer, at your desk to do the things? All these thoughts start swirling through your head. No coach is there to help you walk through it. How do you walk yourself through it? How do you spend time even outside of your office, outside of your desk, working on the areas that are blocking you from moving forward? What do you need to be honest with yourself about? So if there's anything in your life, if you want to join this challenge with us, let me know in the comments and say, I'm in for the challenge. I'm making one big ask this quarter. This ask, I want to be very clear, one big ask this quarter that's going to move my life, my business, my opportunities forward. I mean, like emailing Oprah and telling her about your book. I'm talking like our girl Paige, I don't remember her full Instagram name, but I just found her, who launched her book, How to Love Your Afro, sending it to Tabitha Brown. I'm talking about like that type of stuff that's just wild, and the type of thing that you're like, ooh, this would really move the needle. And this isn't just no casual thing. So for mine, I'm going to go ahead and announce mine for y'all that I told them that I would do. My second book, The Enemy Is You, is in progress. It is about halfway done. But the download that I got with the book that I have not yet been fully obedient to is to go on a podcast tour to promote the book, share the first chapters, and go on these platforms to talk about the book. Second time it came up was on Threads. Someone had given me that same recommendation for my book. And I'm like, okay, Lord. So then tonight when we were talking about the ask, I'm like, the main thing that's on my heart to move the needle right now is my speaking career and platform, which also ties into my book. And the one thing that I have not done yet is went full on into ask for this podcast tour. So that is my big ask of this quarter, to go to all the top podcasts, to go to all the platforms. The number that's coming up for me right now is at least 50 platforms. Lord have mercy. 50 platforms to pitch and promote me coming on their platform to speak about not just the selling of my book, but the transformation that my book provides, and start getting some pre-orders on the book. There we go. Nothing but that. We got it. And not to say like it's an easy thing. It's the reason I'm saying that is because it's the consistency that I need. It's the boldness that I need to get out there and put it out there, and not just do it behind the scenes via email, but even get on my platforms and say, look, I have this brand new book coming. I'm looking for 50 platforms to promote it on. If you've got a book where you can, or if you've got a podcast or a platform where your audience is interested in personal development, navigating themselves, leadership development to achieve their business or personal goals, I'm your girl. Like being out loud with it, I think, is another layer of making it a bolder ask for me, because I'm used to doing things behind the scenes. So that's my thing. If you want to join us, like I said, drop a comment, share with us what your ask is so that we can support you. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll have them come on the channel and we'll talk about our ask at some point and share what the results were. But all in all, the goal of this conversation today is that whatever it is, you've got to know it for yourself. And if you're like me, or like, my friend, it can be easy to fall in these patterns of like self-sabotaging and not even realize it. Wanting to go further and not understanding why. And then once you do that inner work to pull back the layers and say, look, here's an example right here of me trying to sabotage myself, me trying to lower my own morale or put my feelings in the hand of someone else. That's not good for other opportunities that I'm seeking. So I cancel that out. I actually wash my hands of this situation, because I've already come to know what I need to learn, what I need to do better, what was the blocks. I've already forgiven myself. You know what I'm saying? She gave her an opportunity to provide feedback. She didn't take her up on that opportunity. Okay, you delivered the work. It wasn't the best. You delivered the work. You learned from it. You get back up and do it again. And like I told her, you know how many people take folks' money and don't do anything? You know how many people don't even give the work that they've been paid to do? Let alone you're saying from your perspective, because you don't have that information from her that it wasn't quality work. You have that from yourself. So if she provided no information to let you know that, you don't need to assume that. You don't need to carry that on. You take the information as data and you wash your hands of the situation so that you can move forward. Otherwise, it's always going to tether you down. It's hard, but you have to get in this space where you become a master of your own emotions, of your own situations, of how you are taking in things and when to release them and let them go, not to pick them back up again. So I hope this was helpful. Do me a favor, if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to this channel so that we can do more of these. Drop your comments and ahas below. And if you're joining me for the challenge, I'm going to be tapping in with you. And I can't wait to see what your ask bring to your life, your business, and your opportunities. I'll see you soon.